welcome. Have a nice day. Today is Monday, 13th of May 2024. This day is celebrated as International Hummus Day. Groups and individuals throughout the world come together on Hummus Day to enjoy and celebrate this tasty dish. From the history point of view, in 1905, Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed, the fifth president of India, was born on 1956. Shri Sri Ravi Shankar, an Indian spiritual leader who founded the Art of Living Foundation, was also born on the same day. So, starting the newspaper analyst with the newspaper The Hindu states that fighting rages across parts of Gaza Strip as death toll crosses 35,000. Smoke billows after an explosion in the northern Gaza amid the ongoing conflict between Israel and Palestinian Islamist group Hamas, as seen from the Israel May 12, 2024. Israeli airstrike bound northern, central and southern parts of the enclave during the night and into the Sunday morning. United Nations chief calls for an immediate ceasefire. Biden says truce can be achieved tomorrow if Hamas agrees to release hostages. Israel struck Gaza on Sunday and troops were battling militants in the several areas of the Hamas-run territory, while the health ministry said the death toll in the war had exceeded 35,000 people. But the ceasefire will only be the start. Mr. Guterres told a donor conference in Kuwait, "It will be a long road back from the devastation and trauma of this war." As Egyptian, Qatari and United States mediation efforts towards the truce appeared to stall, United States President Joe Biden said on Saturday a ceasefire could achieve tomorrow if Hamas released the hostages held in Gaza since October 7 attack that sparked the conflict. Israeli airstrikes pounded parts of the northern, central and southern Gaza during the night and into the Sunday morning. United Nations chief calls for immediate Gaza ceasefire hostage release. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres met Kuwait's Deputy Foreign Minister Jarrah Jabr Al Ahmed Al Sabah at Kuwait International Airport in Kuwait City. A ceasefire will only be the start. It will be a long road back from the devastation and trauma of this war, says United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres on May 12 appealed for an immediate halt to the Israel-Hamas war in the Gaza, the return of hostages and a surge in humanitarian aid to the besieged Palestinian territory. "I repeat my call, the world's call, for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire, the unconditional release of all hostages and an immediate surge in the humanitarian aid," Mr. Guterres said in a video address to an international donor conference in the Kuwait. But a ceasefire will only be the start. It will be a long road back from the devastation and trauma of this war, he added. The Hindu newspaper also states that Afghanistan floods devastate villages, killing 315. An Afghan boy walks along the flooded street in Sheikh Jalal Baghlan province, Afghanistan on May 12, 2024. Thousands of homes were damaged and livestock wiped out, the Taliban-run refugee ministry said. Flash floods caused the heavy rains have devastated villages in the northern Afghanistan, killing 315 people and injuring more than 1,600, authorities said on the May 12 as the villagers buried their dead and aid agencies warned of widening havoc. Thousands of homes were damaged and livestock wiped out, Taliban-run refugee ministry said, while aid groups warned of damage to healthcare facilities and vital infrastructure such as water supply, with the streets left coated in mud. The Hindu newspaper also states that 8 people reported killed in a shooting on southern edge of the Mexico City. 8 people killed in a mass shooting near Mexico City, highlighting ongoing violence in a forested mountain township of Huirzlac. 8 people were reported killed in a mass shooting just south of Mexico City. Local and state officials confirmed on May 12 that the attack occurred there, and there were some deaths but did not give the number of victims. Local media reported that the 8 people died. The Hindu newspaper also states that we have a roadmap to meet aspirations of Ladakh, Rijiju. Union Minister Kiran Rijiju during an interview with the PTI in Ladakh. Union Minister seeks support for BJP candidate Tashi Gyaltsen for continuation of dialogue to address issues such as a grant of 6th schedule to the region. The BJP-led government at the centre has a roadmap to meet the aspirations and expectations of the people of Ladakh, Union Minister Kiran Rijiju said on Sunday. The Union Home Minister said Mr. Gyaltsen's win was directly linked to the future of the Ladakh. If someone else is elected from here, Ladakh will be at loss. We have granted Union Territory status to the region and we are committed to addressing all of the pending demands. He said, adding those who were opposing Union Territory status for the Ladakh have no right to talk about it. Mr. Gyaltsen, Chief Executive Councillor, come Chairman of the Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Council, sought the support of the people and said once elected his primary focus would be a resumption of a dialogue between Ladakh representatives and the Centre for Resolution of the 4-point agenda, which includes statehood and 6th schedule of the constitution for the region. I have full faith in the leadership of the BJP. If I am not able to fulfill my political resolution, I will submit my resignation, he declared. The Hindu newspaper also states that government to spend rupees 2 crore per kilometer of roads along China border. In the past 5 months, the Union Home Ministry of Home Affairs have sanctioned 113 roads in the Arunachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Sikkim. There are at least 168 villages along the border with China that do not have any road connectivity. The government is likely to spend over rupees 2 crore on each kilometer of the road to be constructed along the China border in Uttarakhand and Sikkim under the Vibrant Village program (VVP), according to the project's detail. In the past 5 months, the Union Ministry of Home Affairs had sanctioned 113 roads under the VVP in Arunachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Sikkim to improve the connectivity in areas along the China border, while 105 roads have been sanctioned in Arunachal Pradesh, 5 roads in Uttarakhand and 3 roads in Sikkim have also been approved. Now, going towards the Hindustan Times newspaper, is that just like that, the forgotten Urdu poet who once challenged the Indira Gandhi with his verses, Urdu poet Kalim Ajiz. It was January 2013. I had just resigned a month ago from the Indian Foreign Service and left Bhutan, where I was ambassador to join politics under the Nitish Kumar. He had appointed me his advisor and asked me to take special interest in reviving and preserving Bihar's great cultural heritage. Hindustan Times also states that village Bijapur encounter was fake and those killed were civilians. Villagers said the deceased were shot down by the security forces while they were running in fear and surprise. 2 days after 12 Mozestas were killed in an encounter with the security forces in a Chhattisgarh Bijapur district, villagers and activists on Sunday alleged that it was a fake encounter and those killed were civilians who were later branded by police as insurgents. They gathered outside the collectorate along with the family members of the slain Mozestas who demanded the bodies of their kins. The Times also states that Lok Sabha polls religion more important factor than the caste in the Mithila region. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses a rally at Darbhanga, Bihar. Darbhanga. In the land of the Mithila in Bihar, Ram is encouraging in the election campaign on May 4. Prime Minister Narendra Modi began his public address at Darbhanga with the Jai Shri Ram slogan and described a Mithila region, the land of King Janak and the goddess Sita, mythological characters, with the hope that the construction of the Ram temple in Ayodhya would get the Bharatiya Janata Party electoral dividends. Now, going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, we will come back with a good majority. No reason to think the mood has changed. Nirmala Sitharaman, Finance Minister. In this interview, she says that the government will continue with the reforms and not let go of schemes which empower the poor. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman believes the BJP will come back with a good majority. From business point of view, India's top partner China regains spot on a high. Imports. India's bilateral trade with China in the financial year 2024 stood at $118.4 billion, as imports increased by 3.24% to $101.7 billion and exports rose to by 8.7% to $16.67 billion in the financial year 2024 compared to the financial year 2023, GTRI data showed. In contrast to India, United States two-way trade came in at $118.3 billion in financial year 2024 after exports dipped by 1.32% to $77.5 billion compared to the previous financial year. Meanwhile, the imports also dipped 20% to $40.8 billion. Promoters pledged holding declined to 1.1% March quarter report. The value of pledged promoter holding stood at rupees 1.96 lakh crore, or about 0.56% of the total building stock exchange 500 index is market capitalization. The percentage of promoters pledged holding dropped to 1.1% in the March 2024 quarter from 1.17% in October-December 2023 quarter. A report by Kotak Institutional Securities said in the last quarter of financial year 2024, promoters of 73 companies in the building stock exchange 500 index have pledged part of their holdings. In January-March 2024 quarter, there were no companies whose promoters pledged more than 75% of their holdings. Going towards the world news, including Nepal, rupees 100 notes with a map of the areas in India. President advisor quits. Ukraine's first lady makes her premier visit to Belgrade. Palestinian public sector salaries switches as Israel withholds tax revenue. Did China's Xi Jinping expose disunity in Europe? Significant progress made in expecting India-assisted projects in Maldives. Foreign Minister Samir Ismail. Protesters in Hamburg. What is a Muslim interactive? Going towards science and tech, panel flags lack of progress in the reversing Meghalaya coal mining damage. People living in the areas around the mines continue to suffer due to the continued acid mine drainage from the mine pits that have not been closed yet. An audit committee formed for this purpose considered the representations from two coke plants. It apprised the Keta panel of $2.24 crore to be paid by these two plants toward a royalty and excess for using unaccounted coal. The interim report said the transportation of reassessed or verified inventoried coal to the designated depots has not been completed yet, as the drone survey to find out the availability of any further mined coal in the districts concerned is yet to commence. The panel recommended the conduct of the drone survey immediately after the completion of the transportation of reassessed or verified inventoried coal to the Coal India Limited designated depots. The objective of the survey is to locate the deposits of coal illegally mined after the imposition of the NGT ban and to take the required steps, including the seizure of the such coal under the provision of the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act 1957. This worm develops food habits and its offspring inherit them. Chianoherbatis elegans worms under a microscope, October 10, 2023. Researchers found that after C. elegans worms ate a disease causing bacteria, its children knew from birth to avoid making the same mistake. Researchers fondly called the roundworm Cyanoherbatis elegans. The worm, because of its widespread use in research to understand neuronal and molecular biology, it was the first multicellular organism to have its full genome sequenced and neural wiring mapped. C. elegans grows within 3 to 5 days from the fertilized egg to a millimeter-long adult, and it has profound insights into the human body as well as the biology more broadly. On March 28, researchers from Princeton University in the United States reported that after C. elegans worms ate a disease-causing a strain of bacteria, its children inherited the knowledge to avoid making the same mistake up to the 4 generations. Their findings were published in the journal PLOS Genetics. Forest conservation management in India advanced over the last 15 years, India informs UNFF. India said it has given priority to the biodiversity and wildlife conservation. Globally, India ranks third in the net gain in the average annual forest area between 2010 and 2020. India informed the United Nations Forum on Forests (UNFF) that it has made significant advancements in the forest conservation and management, leading to a consistent increase in the forest cover over the past 15 years. The country participated in the 19th session of the UNFF held at the United Nations headquarters in New York from May 6 to 10. Globally, India ranks third in the net gain in average annual forest area between 2010 to 2020. Sikkim flood was one of the Asia's worst climate disasters in 2023. Army officials recovered a vehicle after the flood in Sikkim in October 2023. Even a small rise in temperature can have a drastic impact on a fragile mountainous ecosystem. A glacial-like outburst of flood in Sikkim on October 2023 led to the collapse of the Teesta's third hydroelectric dam, killed more than 100 people, and affected thousands of the others. And according to the World Meteorological Organization State of the Climate Asia 2023 report published in April, it was the most worst climate-related disasters to have occurred on the continent last year. At last, there's a famous quotation said by APJ Abdul Kalam, whose full name was Ul Pakir General Abdul Abdul Kalam. Birth anniversary 15 October 1931 up to 27th of July 2015. Was an Indian aerospace scientist and a statesman who served as the 11th President of India from 2002 to 2007. Born and raised in the Muslim family in Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu, he studied physics and aerospace engineering. He spent the next 4 decades as a scientist and a science administrator, mainly at the Defense Research and Development Organization (DRDO) and Indian Space Research Organization (ISRO), and was intimately involved in the India's civilian space program and military missile development efforts. He thus came to be known as the Missile Man of India for his work on the development of ballistic missile and launch vehicle technology. He also played a pivotal organizational, technical, and a political role in the India's second nuclear tests in 1998, the first in the original nuclear test by India in 1974. Kalam was elected as the 11th President of the India in 2002 with the support of the both ruling Bharatiya Janata Party and the then opposition National Indian National Congress. While referred to as the People's President, he returned to his civilian life of education, writing, and public service after a single term. He was a recipient of several prestigious awards, including Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian honor. While delivering the lecture at the Indian Institute of Management, Shillong, Kalam collapsed and died from an apparent cardiac arrest on 27th of July 2015, aged 83. Thousands, including national level dignitaries, attended the funeral ceremony held in the hometown Rameshwaram, while he was buried with a full state of honors. Mr. Kalam says a famous quotation says that all birds find shelter during rain, but eagle avoids rain. By flying above the clouds, problems are common, but attitude makes the difference. Okay, thank you.